Hello, scholars. Welcome to topic 8, lesson 2 on money and time. Let's take a look at our essential question and objective. Today's essential question is, how do mathematicians solve problems with coins? And our objective, or what we're going to learn, is I can solve problems with coins. Repeat it with me. I can solve problems with coins. So let's take a look at today's lesson. Remember that cents are money in coin form, and they're made with a C with a line through it, and then dollar bills are money in paper form. Those are the sign for dollar bills is an S with a sign with a line through it. All right, so today we're going to be drawing the money in order and then counting it. So they have a pile of money here, and we're going to put the coins in order, and they've kind of given us hints here on the first one. So let's take a look at. So the way I like to draw my coins is I'll draw my coin as a circle, and then I'll put a Q in it for quarter so that I know that that's a quarter worth 25 cents. So I would start with 25 cents. There we go. And I'm not going to forget the cent sign. All right, so the next coin, and I'm going to check that off because I've drawn it. I think that that helps just to keep track. So if you look at the next one, it is also a quarter. So I'm going to draw another circle, and I'm going to put a Q in it. Okay, I know that 25 and 25 is 50. Remember how we count 25s? 25, 50, 75, a dollar. So 25, 50, because I've got two quarters. So 50 cents, and I'm going to put a check on it. Don't want to forget my cent sign. All right, next I have a nickel. They're both nickels. So I know that those are worth less than the quarters, so I will draw them next. So it says greatest to least. Make sure you pay attention to that because sometimes it'll say least to greatest. So I'm doing greatest to least. 25 is worth more than 5, so I'm going to do my nickels next. So nickel, I'm going to draw just a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to put an N in it. And if I go up by 5 cents, because a nickel is worth 5 cents, I would go 50, 55. And my cent sign. I'm going to check off one nickel, and now I'm going to draw the other nickel. Doesn't matter which nickel I check off first, but here's my last nickel. And I'm going to put an N in it. And if I add 5 more to 55, it becomes 60 cents. So our total, let me make sure I put my cent sign, is 60 cents. And I kind of cut that off there because I zoomed in. All right, so it's 60 cents for our total. Let's look at number 2. All right, so number 2 doesn't really have any hints. And I need to move this so that I can get, I don't know if you guys can see it. I have a box here that says to turn something off. So I'm going to move this up so we can see it. All right, great. Now the box is gone too, so that's good. All right, so there are no hints on this one. But we're going to start with, remember, it's from greatest to least. That means we start with the one that's the most. So we have a 50-cent piece, we have a quarter, we have a nickel, and we have a penny. I know that the penny is worth the least amount, so we're not going to start with that. Which one is worth more here, the nickel, the quarter, or the 50-cent piece? Well, a nickel is only 5 cents, a quarter is 25, and a 50-cent piece is 50 cents, or a half dollar, whichever you'd like to call it. I'm going to put an F on this for 50-cent piece. And then I'm going to start with 50 cents because it's worth 50 cents. All right, so I'm going to put a check on that because I went ahead and drew it. My next one, is it going to be the nickel for 5 cents or the quarter for 25? Well, 25 is obviously more than 5, so we're going to draw the quarter next. Now, a quarter is worth 25 cents, so we have to count by 25s. And it goes 50, 75. Remember how to count? 25, 50, 75, a dollar. All right, so 75 cents because we're adding 25 to the 50. Okay, so I'm going to put a check on that. My next one, remember the penny will be last because it's only 1 cent. So obviously my nickel comes next. It's 5 cents, and I'm going to put an N for nickel. And then I'm going to add 5 cents to 75. So 75, 80. So this will be 80 cents because we're counting up how much money we have. I'm going to put a check on it. And then our last one is our penny. I'm going to put a P in there. I drew that kind of funky, but that's all right. There's a P. All right, check that off, and we're going to add 1 cent. So it would be 81 cents. 81 cents for our total. All right, so remember, check though, because sometimes they'll say least to greatest. So you want to make sure that you're doing what they ask. Sometimes they might count the other way. They might count starting with the penny, which would be silly. I would always start with the biggest one, but I have seen before where they'll say least to greatest just to see if you can do it the other way. So let's watch our video.
In a piggy bank or pocket, or even on the ground. We come in different sizes, we do not look the same. I wonder if you know each of the four of us by name. I'm a President Lincoln penny, a coin that is worth 1 cent. When you say a lot of us, together we can be well spent. I'm a shiny 5-cent nickel. President Jefferson is who you see. If you give someone 5 pennies, you'll get back 1 of me. We jingle and we jangle, you see us all around, in a piggy bank or pocket, or even on the ground. We come in different sizes, we do not look the same. I wonder if you know each of the four of us by name. I'm a very thin little dime, with President Roosevelt's face. If you have 2 nickels or 10 pennies, then they can take my place.
I'm a shiny George Washington quarter, the largest coin of the 4. I equal 1 nickel and 2 dimes, worth 25 cents at the store.
We jingle and we jangle, you see us all around, in a piggy bank or pocket, or even on the ground. We come in different sizes, we do not look the same. I wonder if you know each of the four of us by name. We jingle and we jangle, watch for us all around. Sometimes we are lost, but we are also often found. Now you know each coin by name, by value, and by face. Make sure to save us up and keep us in a safe place. Keep us in a safe place.